Hey guys, so what I'm going to do right now is just post a little recording of what the directions are for this playlist and walk through some of the resources with you so you understand what is expected of you over the next 2 weeks. First thing, before you do anything with this playlist, I want to make sure that all of you have access to Canvas. So once you stop watching this video, make sure you go into Canvas and you can get in, because my plan is to have individual conferences with you guys and post recordings through there, because I know some of you do not have access to Classroom during or while you're at home. So first, after you get off this recording, do that. Let me know if you do not have access or have your parents message me on Class Dojo. So at the top here it says, to complete the following activities, you need to watch some videos that I have posted. Throughout the week, I'll be trying to post actual lessons that I'm doing, math, reading, whatever. And Miss Bryant is also posting some read alouds that I have pulled for her. So be on the lookout for those. She is posting those through YouTube. Whenever I figure out all that information, I will send it to your parents through Dojo and try to post the links on Canvas as well. So the first thing is just a review. If you click this, it'll take you to TeacherTube. It is someone teaching you how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. You'll just hit the play button, it'll play. But again, it is a review. Hopefully you won't need it, but in case you do, that's there. And again, if you don't understand it or still need help, shoot me a message and I can try to call you over the phone. We can do the individual conferences over Canvas. We'll figure it out. The next thing is the Discovery Education assignment. It is on supply and demand. So if you go to Clever and you log in to Discovery Ed, just bear with me for a second while I get it up. Whenever you go to your assignments, it will be there. I actually posted a bunch, so give me a second. Here we go. All right. Economics in our age, supply and demand. This is new, but I'm having you make a Frayer model down later in the playlist. I think this will be easy. This is a 10-minute video that is a good description of what supply and demand is, and it's actually really good for what is going on right now in our world. So I think you should be fine with that. This one is using context clues to determine unknown vocabulary, which we have gone over. This teacher describes what a context clue is, and this one's only 5 minutes long. So just watch that video, take notes if you need to, but again, this is a review. I tried to start out with review things at first, just to, get used to this online learning. Next is the fact versus opinion. Some of us are having issues with this on Achieve 3000, so I thought this would be a good video to watch to understand what fact versus opinion is. This one's 4 minutes long, and this is a real life thing to show you fact versus opinion. Okay? And then down here is a couple weeks ago, whenever I assigned you that ecosystem thing in Discovery Ed, where it has all these. Use these videos to help you with the tropical rainforest assignments that I'm giving you, and do these activities if you haven't done so, to help you understand the different biomes, because we are going to continue to work on ecosystems because we are being tested on that still. Alright, so those are the videos you need to watch. Here are the activities. It says, please attach papers that show your work. So whether you do it on the sides, whether you do it on a piece of notebook paper, I don't care. Have something to show your work so I know you understand what we're doing. The first thing is adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. They're word problems. It's a worksheet that I gave you in a packet, and it has 10 problems on the left side, and then on the right side it has little dashes for each number for you to put your answers on. If you have trouble finding that, let me know. The next one is a review activity for orders of operations. This is something Miss Patterson taught you, and I do have the anchor chart in my room for it. I can post another video doing that if needed. Just let me know. This one is a challenge. Now, I'm not saying that this has to be done, but I wanted to see if you could do it. It's changing mixed numbers to a decimal, and it is going to be difficult. You are going to have to think critically to get this done. Again, if you don't understand this one's fine. I accidentally put it on there, but I just wanted to see if maybe some of you guys could do it. Number 4 is Splash Math. You need to review the decimals and fractions part of it. Go into Khan Academy if you're having issues with any of these, because, you know, those videos on there are extremely helpful. And then let's master those extra math concepts. I would like to put more certificates outside on my wall. All right, language arts. We have context clues. It's a reading comprehension sheet. You're using your context clues to determine the meaning of difficult words, which is why I have this video on here, right here. Okay. The next one, it is a fact and opinion reading comprehension sheet, and you have to determine which one are facts and which statements are opinions. Okay. The next one is another context clues vocabulary. You're going to have to actually define the words using the context clues that are given to you. Right here, all of you should have taken home Esperanza Rising. That's what I asked you to do that last Thursday I saw you. Make sure you read through chapter 6 and be prepared for me to post the comprehension questions next week. Social studies. I would suggest doing these first, the Frayer models, before you complete this activity sheet. So the first thing you need to do is make a Frayer model with 4 boxes. In the middle, you're going to have the word supply, and you're going to have to define the word supply, draw a picture of it, use in a sentence, and give an example. The next one is demand for the middle. You're going to have to define it, draw a picture, use in a sentence, and give an example. I will probably be posting a lesson on supply and demand tomorrow. That'll probably be my very first lesson I record. After that, there's an activity sheet that I have printed out and put in your packets for you that gives you examples of supply and demand. You're going to have to give examples or determine which examples are supply and which ones are demands. And you have to complete a sentence frame for it. And lastly, we have science. There's a tropical forest reading passage that you're going to have to do. And after you read it, you're going to have to use those facts and the information in that to compare and contrast different layers of the trees in the tropical rainforest that we've gone over already. Whenever you're writing your paragraph, make sure that you are writing complete sentences. Make sure the things that you're writing are spelled correctly. If you don't find it in the passage, make sure you look it up to make sure you are spelling it correctly. Make sure you indent. Make sure you are using correct punctuation, meaning no more run-on sentences. Okay? And we're not going to use 3-word sentences either. Remember, we need at least 5 words or more. And then we need to finish our keynote that we started. We started it last week. Remember, the requirements are you have to give examples of 5 living and non-living things. Explain the climate. Is it a warm, wet climate? Is it a hot, dry climate? Is it a cold, wet climate? Tell me how it is. Give an example of one food chain. Okay? Not just one example of an animal eating another one. An entire food chain. Not a food web, but one food chain. Where can we find some rainforest? Where are a majority of the rainforests at? And we've talked about this too. And post some pictures of some different or some different tropical rainforests. Make sure you're doing tropical rainforest. All right. These are extra resources that you can explore while you're at home. These are all free. So you shouldn't have any issues getting into these or completing them. This one is an order of operations card game. This one, some of you may not be able to do because you don't have cards, but that's okay. But in case some of you want to do it, the instructions are right here. you don't have to download it or anything. You should just be able to see it from your end. But it has all of the examples right here. You just need regular playing cards. It tells you to remove the 10s, jacks, queens, and kings and shuffle them. And it gives you all the directions right here. Okay, the winner who finds the most pairs to make 10 wins. Here's basic number battle. There are a couple in here. Place number or place value number battle. That one's a good review for what we're going over right now. So there's several card games right here. So just, if you have cards, explore that. Instead of completing a reading log, look at these free resources on Scholastic. There are passages, virtual field trips, and videos. So if I click this, you'll see day 1, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different things. 4 different passages, and then there are different activities within these passages. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Day 2, same thing. Day 3, here's a virtual field trip through the American Revolution. She's the author of the I Survived book series, which I think this is a cool resource to look into. Day 4, look at that. Burgers on ugh, gross. Okay. They got some fiction, non-fiction, so I think this is a good resource. Look through here and try to do some of this instead of a reading log. These activities are non-screen activities. This is the screenshot on the next page. So try to complete 5 of these over the next 2 weeks. So if you look right here and you zoom in, how many words can you make from the letters in the sentence? Learning from home is fun. There's so many words you can write. Thank you, community hero. You got to write a letter. There's so many. Some of these aren't even like super hard work. Look at this. Building a reading den. Try to make a fort and read your favorite book in it. Can you create a story bag? There's a bunch of different stuff on there. So those are fun things I figured that y'all would enjoy doing. Achieve 3,000. No more than 2. If I see that you're doing more than 2 a week, I will contact you somehow to make you stop. Okay? Remember, 88% or higher. Let's continue to grow those lexile. Stop, Kylo. Sorry, my dog is playing with his toy. Continue to do extra math. Read books on Rise Kids if you don't have any books at home. Splash Math is always open and free. Look at Discovery Ed. You have Khan Academy and eSpark. They're going to be posting math lessons on a resource that I follow, so I will be posting those links too if I can find them. They were supposed to start today. I have not gotten a notification about those yet, but once I get it, I will post those. Okay, so if you have any questions, make sure you contact me on Class Dojo. Comment on Google Classroom. Some of you are already doing that, and that is fine. Do whatever you can to get this work done because it is going to be taken up and it is going to be a grade. Okay? As of right now, I should see you in 2 weeks. I don't know if that's going to change. It might. We're just going to go with the flow and we're going to work together through this, okay? All right. I will see you guys later.